What is up, guys? Welcome to Fox Outdoors. My name is Jeff. So I just got to Vermont literally like an hour ago, maybe a little less. And one thing that's cool about Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine is basically any private land that isn't posted as no trespassing or no hunting, it's fair game. So when I made the plan to come up here and do this trip, I was thinking this is going to be easy. I'm going to roll up, find some good property, some prime land, and I'm going to scout it and then go kill some birds. I'll tell you, almost every piece of property that I've been around in the last hour is marked. And it's like they have thousands of signs. They clearly have these properties marked with yellow or red signs saying no trespassing. So I was starting to really rethink my decision to come up here until I found this. I was just about to make a U-turn because I'm actually right next to New York. I'm like a mile away from the New York line. So I was just about to turn around right here where I am, and I realized I'm not going to, show you guys anything because it's all scrub. But I'm looking up the hill, and I don't see any no trespassing signs, no hunting signs. So I said, okay, cool. I put it in park, shut it down, grabbed the binoculars, and I climbed this really steep hill. And then on the other side of that hill, it drops back off into a really nice green field. Don't know if it's like a hay field or what. And as soon as I came up over the top of the hill and started to work down, I stopped, scanned for signs. No signs anywhere. Nowhere where I just walked had any no trespassing signs. And while I was looking for signs, I saw two longbeards by themselves. So I got my spot. I got a great pull-off spot here. So this is going to be my hunting spot for tomorrow. Hopefully I don't run into a landowner. The stipulation is if you're on land that's not marked and you run into the landowner and they tell you to get out, obviously you have to get out. So I'm really hoping that this spot works out. These are the first longbeards I've seen of this turkey season, so it's been a grind. The last week and a half has been really tough, but we're here in Vermont, new state. It's a beautiful state. It's absolutely gorgeous here, and I found me a nice spot. So hopefully it works out, and I'll see you guys in the morning.
Good morning, folks. Opening day in Vermont. I was woke up about 1:30 this morning. It was storming real bad, real windy. Hopefully our luck is changing. We're in a new state. Spotted two longbeards, and I heard 2 or 3 gobbles on the roost. Alright, so here's the deal, folks. It's 9 o'clock, which means I have 3 hours to hunt. I spent the last 20 minutes moving my blind and all my gear. I'm like 10 yards off of the corner of this field. I was going to get to you. There's a bird gobbling. I believe he's on the other side of this field. It sounds far, like he could be in the woods. And I decided to, strike the glass call a couple times. He fired. I hit it again. He gobbled again. And then while sitting here talking to you, he gobbled for the 3rd time. Don't know how far he is. I'll probably hit this glass call 1 or 2 more times and then just shut up. Yeah, it almost sounded like he just gobbled twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6, 7, 8. Jeez. 9. It sounds closer too. He could be There's another one. Good grief, this bird is hammering. I'm sure you guys can't hear that 4 times. That's 4 times in a row since I called. 5, 6, 7. He's just hammering. Wow. It's been a while since I've been on a bird that gobbles. Okay, I'm gonna just sit here and chill. Like I said, I saw two longbeards. I'm about 20 yards maybe from where I saw those 2 birds last night while scouting. He's getting closer. Yeah, it kind of sounds like he's in front of me, but kind of to the left a little. I got a whole group of birds gobbling. So I'm out of breath and I'm sweating because I worked my way to where those birds were gobbling earlier. Slowly. There's another hen calling. But these birds are down here. And when I first worked them, I was way up in this corner in the woods. This is a big field. They were all the way at the bottom of the field. I thought they were coming up the field. I'd left the camera behind. Sure enough, they hit the bottom of the field and was coming like towards my blind. Once I realized that, I sprinted through the woods to get back here. And it sounds like wherever they're going, they're committed. They don't want to break. Yeah, they're right down that way. So I'm facing north, so they're obviously to the east. But I don't know if they're in the field or if they're in the wood. It almost sounds like they're in the woods. I hope they're in the field and they come up that edge. That way I can get some footage for you guys. I just have the one decoy out. It's just a hen. Sounds like there's 3 of them, at least. Alright guys, so I stepped out the blind for a minute and eased on out to the field, and I glassed. They're at the bottom end of this field, just outside the wood line, and I was right. I said I thought there was at least 3 birds. 3 longbeards, all by themselves, strutting, gobbling, just sitting there, strutting at about 100 yards. If they had come 10 more yards, they would have probably seen my decoy, because there's the hill. I bet if they would have walked about 10 more yards, they could have seen my decoy and then committed. But 3 longbeards, 100 yards, hung up. At least I got to see them. Those are the first toms I've seen since Indiana youth season. 2 weeks ago, something like that. So, don't know. I saw them out there. They were still doing their thing. I eased back into the blind, didn't make a sound. Sat here and waited for 15-20 minutes. Called a few times. They didn't gobble. And they were gone. I just stepped out to peek again, and there's no sign of them. So I don't know if they turned and went the other way, or if they popped into the woods, but I think I would have seen them when I was glassing for them if they had popped into the woods right beside me. So I don't know where they went. There are a couple fields down in the bottom, separated by a small patch of woods, and then there's tons of fields across the street. That's marked as private, so I can't go over there. But I did hear some gobbles right before starting this clip. I heard what sounded like multiple gobbles, and it sounded several hundred yards away. So they were at 100, and then it sounded 200 or 300 yards away. So don't know. It's about 10:15. Man, what a rush. Still, I cannot get anything on film, and I am so sorry, guys. I will get something on film before this is over, I promise. Brand new state, trying to learn. So yesterday evening at about 3:45, I saw 2 longbeards right out here. And then now, at 10 o'clock, 3 of them out here gobbling. They were fired up. Oh, so got less than 2 hours. I'm gonna sit here, relax, try and cool down because I'm sweating. I already took off my bottom layers because sweating. It's in the 60s. It's a beautiful day, but all that running back and forth to get those birds to come in, it worked, but they hung up. So it worked to bring them. They were legitimately, from where I can see, the patch of cedar, or there's a patch of woods that's a minimum 200 yards away. And when I first heard them, they were way back here, probably 300 yards. And I think they worked through that cedar thicket, or the pine grove, whatever it is. They worked through the pine grove down to the bottom, and then I got them refired back up. And instead of coming back up the hill to me, they just came straight across the bottom. And I don't know why they would do that, but that's a turkey for you. A brain the size of a pea and makes me feel like an idiot. Alright everybody, day 1 is officially in the books. It is 12 noon, so I'm heading down to the car. Got my blind packed up, all my gear. It's a beautiful day. It was supposed to rain all day, and I checked the forecast again, and it's not supposed to start again until any time, really, around 1. But beautiful property. Called in those 3 longbeards, and they hung up at 100 yards because they can. I'm cursed. I genuinely feel cursed right now. 3 longbeards. I could have been done, tagged out, and on my way to New Hampshire to scout some land. Because that's the problem with going to a brand new state. You don't know if the spots you've picked are any good until you get there. And obviously I always want to tag out as quickly as I can. If I could have got 2 of those birds, I could have been in New Hampshire this afternoon and already had properties ready for tomorrow. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, folks. It's a real struggle, and this year I'm getting reports from so many people saying that the hunting has just not been good this year. Whether the birds aren't gobbling or they just aren't there, don't know. But we're still grinding. This is like day 4 of my turkey tour. Day 4, second state. And those are the first 3 legal birds that I've had near me. So all in all, good day. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'm going to keep apologizing until I get footage of birds. I feel like I'm talking the entire video. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear it. So, alright, y'all stay tuned, and hopefully tomorrow we can slap a tag on one. Peace.